In this video, you will learn how to fetch secrets from an Azure Key Vault to your Fabric data pipelines using service principle, and how to make sure that you don't accidentally expose those secrets to the data pipeline logs. Stay tuned for more! Welcome to the video, my name is Aleksi and on this channel I cover Microsoft Fabric related topics. The secret management in Microsoft Fabric is still evolving and it is no means perfect yet, but in this video I will show you a nice way of getting secrets from an Azure Key Vault to your data pipelines using service principle, so that we don't need to create dependencies to personal user accounts. And since we are dealing with secret values, I will also show you how to make sure that you don't expose those secrets to your data pipeline logs. And before we open Fabric, I would like to encourage you to join the Master Microsoft Fabric Discord server, where we have hundreds of people including Microsoft employees and MVPs discussing and helping each other with Fabric topics like this. Link to the Discord can be found in the description. But now let's get started. Here we have this blank data pipeline, and to this pipeline I would like to fetch a secret from this key vault. And to be exact, I would like to fetch this only secret that I have in this key vault. And I would like to use service principle when fetching that secret from this key vault, so that we don't have any dependencies to personal user accounts when accessing this key vault. As we know, we don't have a dedicated key vault activity in the pipeline that we could use to access the key vault. And for accessing the key vault, we actually have to use the web activity and use the Key Vault API to fetch that secret from there. And for that, we are going to first create that service principle that we are going to use for that fetching the secret. So first, let's go to Azure and let's create a new app registration. So we are creating a service principle here. And then we have to first name the service principle. I will give a name to my service principle and then we can hit register. And this will now create this service principle that we can use to access that key vault. And first, we would have to provide access to this service principle to that key vault. So let's go to the key vault and then let's go to the access control and then we want to add a new role assignment. And here in the role assignment list, we want to find the Key Vault secret user, since that should be a sufficient access to get that secret from this Key Vault. So let's add that Key Vault secret user, and then we are going to select that service principle from the list of identities to which we can grant accesses. So let's select members, and then let's find that service principle from this list, and let's select that. And then we can proceed and grant that access to that service principle. So now we have granted that service principle access to fetch this secret from this key vault. And next we would have to configure things on Fabric side so that this service principle is able to get this secret from here. And for that we are going to use that Key Vault API with this web activity here. Before we continue with the video, I would like you to know that I spent a ton of my free time creating these videos for you. And that's why I would like to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more Microsoft Fabric content. This doesn't cost you anything and I would highly appreciate that. Also, you can join my YouTube channel as a member and get some exclusive perks like early access to many of my videos, members-only videos, priority replying comments, and much more. And another way of showing support is to buy me a cup of coffee by clicking the Buy Me a Coffee link that can be found in the description. But now, let's continue with the video. Next, let's configure this web activity to fetch secrets from that key vault using the Key Vault API. So we first have to define a connection that will point to that specific key vault. So let's create a new connection. And to the base URL, we want it actually to point to the key vault. So we can go to the key vault and we can get the key vault URL from here. So let's copy that and then let's go back here and then let's add to the base URL. And to the token audience URI, we are going to add this vault.azure.net URL there. So that has been now configured. So this will then point to that specific key vault. Then next we can give a better name for our connection, so I will just use the Key Vault name there. And then we are going to now use the service principle for the authentication. We could of course use my account there, but the service principle is the proper way of doing things here. So let's create this connection by using the service principle. First we would need to get the tenant ID of this tenant, and that can be actually found here in the service principle as well. So here we have the tenant ID. Let's get that and then let's copy paste it here. And then we need the service principle client ID. And here we have the application/client ID and we will get that. And then we are going to copy it here. And then we are going to need the service principal key, aka the secret that the service principal uses to the authentication. And that we can create here. We have these certificates and secrets. And we have to create a new client secret here. So I will create a new client secret here. And here we have that secret. And remember, this is a secret value, so you don't want to expose this, but I will take it from here. And then I will go back to Fabric and then I will copy that here. So now we have this service principal connection to that Key Vault configured. So now we can click connect and now it is connecting to the data source. Then when using the Key Vault API, we have to configure this relative URL that will point to that specific secret that we want to fetch. And this relative URL is /secrets/ the secret we want to fetch, and then question mark, and then we provide the API version that is 7.4 in this case. And then as a method, we want to select get. And now we should have configured everything correctly so we can actually fetch that secret from that Key Vault. So let's try, does it work when we click run, and let's see, do we get that secret from the Key Vault? And now the pipeline run is done and we can check out the output of this web activity. And here in the output, we can see that we managed to get that secret here. But the problem here is that this secret is now exposed. If we would run this pipeline, everybody would see this secret in the pipeline logs. And this is something that we don't want to have here. So for that, we can actually mask this secret by using this general tab here, and then we have this secure output. And we can select this secure output here to mask that secret. So let's run this again and let's see what happens. And now the pipeline has again succeeded and we can check out the output. And now we can see that we have this secure output and the pipeline won't show that secret to the logs. So it is not exposed. And next I will quickly show you how you can reference this secret in the following activities. So for example, let's create a new variable to this pipeline and let's call that secret. And then we can have a set variable activity here, and then use that set variable activity to get that secret value. So let's get that secret there, and then we can use dynamic content here, and then we are going to get that web1 output there, and then we have to say .value if we want to get that secret from that output. And now we can click OK, and now we should have that secret value in that variable when we run this pipeline. So let's run this and let's see that everything works. And now the pipeline is done, but before we check the outputs, I would like to remind you that I have this website called Datacamp that has free practice questions to many Microsoft certification exams. So if you're planning to take any of these exams that we can see here soon, then go check out Datacamp. But now let's go back to the pipeline and let's check out those inputs and outputs now. So when we run the web activity, the secret is masked, but then we have the input to the set variable activity. And there we can actually again see the secret value. And then we can also see in the output of the set variable activity. That is because we have to define these secret inputs and outputs for every activity where we are using that secret. So in the case of this set variable activity, we would have to tap both of these secure output and secure input to mask that secret value. And now somebody could be also thinking that, Alexi, this solution is not very CI/CD/deployment pipeline friendly, since we are using this connection here to point to that specific Key Vault. And what if you would have a separate Key Vault for each environment? So when you deploy this solution, for example, to production environment, you would like to have this connection pointing to that production Key Vault, so that you wouldn't manually have to adjust the pipeline in the production to fetch secrets from the production Key Vault. Well, that is a bit problematic at the moment because we cannot use dynamic content here in the connection to say that, for example, in production, I would like to point this connection to this production Key Vault, since the connection defines the Key Vault from which we are fetching the secrets. But actually, there is a workaround. That workaround I will be covering in a members-only follow-up video that I will be releasing right after this video. In that video, I will build the generic Key Vault secret fetcher pipeline that is CI/CD/deployment compatible, and it will keep secrets safe from the pipeline logs. So join as a channel member and check out that video next. Now I thank you for watching and see you in the next video.